Abraham Lincoln is a liar. Thanks to Adobe, it's about to get easier than ever to put words in other people's mouths. Great. The Hustle, Friday, November 4th, 2016. Watch what you don't say. Yesterday, Adobe announced a new piece of software called Project VoCo that will allow you to edit speech as easily as you edit text on a page. It's kind of like Photoshop for audio, which is neat, but it's also kind of like really scary when you think about what it could lead to, so we'll see. Here's how it works. Project VoCo, like Photoshop, is designed to be a state-of-the-art editing platform, meaning it's more than capable of doing all your standard speech editing and noise canceling stuff. But here's where things get a little nuts. With just 20 minutes of voice samples from any given person, Project VoCo can generate entirely new words in that person's exact voice. Here's Adobe developer Zayu Jin's full explanation. When recording voiceovers, dialogue, and narration, people would often like to change or insert a word or a few words due to either a mistake they made or simply because they would like to change part of the narrative. We have developed a technology which you can simply type in the word or words that you would like to change or insert into the voiceover. The algorithm does the rest and makes it sound like the original speaker said those words. This is scary. From a purely technical standpoint, Project VoCo is magical, but ethically speaking, things could get a little sketchy when we have the power to literally put words in other people's mouths. Just like Photoshop taught us to be wary of images, Project VoCo will surely do the same for audio clips. Can't trust them. Of course, the joke's on us when we learn that this technology's been around for years and that Abraham Lincoln didn't actually say the best way to predict the future is to create it. Rather, he said, the best way to predict the future is to hop in this time machine we keep in the basement of the White House. Whoops, definitely not supposed to let that slip. Mind editing that out for me, fellas? Twitter, Facebook, not so honest Abe. Should you be hyped for hype? Fun fact, Vine co-founder Rus Yusupov didn't know Twitter was shutting his baby down until TechCrunch reached out for comment the morning of the announcement. Shortly thereafter, he tweeted, "Don't sell your company!" Then immediately introduced baby number 2. That very same day, Yusupov and his fellow Vine co-founder Colin Kroll launched Hype, a new live streaming app with a ton of multimedia features designed to separate it from the pack. In short, Hype wants to make live streaming less of a one-dimensional experience by giving storytellers a plethora of creative tools. Want to appear full screen then disappear completely to direct your audience's attention to something else? Done. Want to engage your viewers via polls and questions? You got it. Did someone make a super witty comment that you want to feature on the screen? Go right ahead. And coolest of all, Hype allows broadcasters to drop any piece of media from their device, song, video, GIF, etc., directly into the stream. This makes it possible to host, say, a live news show where you can play video clips, then channel your inner Anderson Cooper and comment on them. Good luck, fellas. You're gonna need it. Vine was able to succeed because it created an entirely new format, 6-second videos, that made it easy for people to create fun, engaging video online. It was a groundbreaking entry into the social media space, and that green V logo fit right in next to the Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram icons on websites everywhere. Hype, on the other hand, just isn't that groundbreaking, and despite its many bells and whistles, it's just more of the same. Plus, have you heard of Facebook Live? That's doing pretty well. Look, we get the idea, and it'd be a heck of a story if Hype single-handedly puts Twitter's Periscope out of business. But don't cross your fingers. Twitter, Facebook, what's with the all caps? Zero-based budgeting is back. In the early 1970s, an accounting executive at Texas Instruments named Peter Fear helped then Georgia Governor Jimmy Carter fix the state budget using something called zero-based budgeting. And when Carter was elected president later that decade, he brought Fear on as a consultant to help cut down the federal budget using the same method. Thanks to being characterized as too time-consuming, zero-based budgeting lost steam in the decades that followed, but now it's making a serious comeback, with companies like 3G Capital Partners, Kraft Foods, and Kellogg all using it. In fact, the number of publicly traded U.S. companies that mentioned the term in their earnings calls rose from 14 to 90 between 2013 and 2015. Cool. What the heck is it? Traditionally, businesses create a budget based on the previous term's expenditures and increase it by a small percentage for the following term. But with zero-based budgeting, no spending is taken for granted. As Quartz puts it, every expense must be justified and accounted for in a new budgeting period. In essence, you're starting from zero all the time. Why is it popular again? Thanks to economic uncertainty and rising labor and commodity prices, companies are refocusing their efforts on containing costs and reining in unnecessary spending. And so, by using zero-based budgeting, they're essentially allocating funding for the future based on what's actually worked in the immediate past. By the way, this is extremely applicable to households as well. Highly recommend giving this How to Make a Zero-Based Budget rubric a read. Twitter, Facebook, Peter Fear is an epic name. Dude, stop smoking cigarettes. How much does smoking cost you per month? How many smokers do you know that have cancer? Those are both answerable questions that help quantify, financially and physically, the damage each pack of cigarettes can do. And for folks trying to quit, it's tangible things like this that help them get there. Well, scientists just took it up a notch. According to new research, we now know exactly how many DNA mutations smoking causes, 1 per lung cell for every 50 cigarettes you smoke. So, if you smoke a pack, 20 cigs, a day for a year, that means you have 150 extra mutations per cell in the lung. That's X-Men status, but for all the wrong reasons. Are these mutations dangerous? By themselves, no, but each one has the potential to turn into a cancerous growth. As the lead author of the study says, smoking is like playing Russian roulette. The more you play, the higher the chance the mutations will hit the right genes and you will develop cancer. Oh yeah, and in other smoking-related news, an e-cig battery just exploded in someone's pocket. So there's that. Twitter, Facebook, wrong kind of X-Men. Friday shower thoughts. 1. Someone who says, "I'll be there in 6 minutes," will almost always arrive before someone who says, "I'll be there in 5 minutes." 2. Siri or Cortana should say, instead of showing a buffering animation. 3. Earth is like a guy who knows exactly where to stand next to a bonfire. 4. I wonder how many times someone I know has seen me in public and just didn't want to talk to me. 5. The only thing fire drills actually teach people is how to sarcastically leave a building as a group, via Reddit. The Hustle, search, advertise, jobs. Kendall TGI Weekend Baker, writer. John Havel, editor. Xavier Breath, customer service. You opted in by signing up, entering a giveaway, or through divine intervention. 1381 9th Avenue, San Francisco, California, 94122 in the United States. 415-506-7210. Never want to hear from us again? Break our hearts and unsubscribe.